Damian Gonzalez starts the show. Thank you, Damian Gonzalez. This is for you, buddy.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Hey, Damian. Thank you for chatting and getting my show going.
Security, I bleed for you, my eyes burn, my point is no, 'cause you'll never learn. You'll never learn, I bleed for you. You'll never learn, I bleed for you. You'll never learn, I bleed, I bleed. Lying and dying, you meant to read. Bullets in from your mouth, fuck you, fucking Levi's. Shut up your mouth and jerks and suck it. Shake up your loathsome little dick. Blind and take cashing your chips. We slip that whining, self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on radio, all the woman in red. Levi's clothing company. It's all
It starts with an F. Bullshit! Fuck you! 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 Fuck you all around. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Chevron. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you all. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Fuck you all. Fuck you! Fuck you, motherfuckers. Fuck you! Fuck y'all. Fuck off, motherfuckers. Fuck you!
Hello, Trendy's trending everybody in live from Orlando, Florida. Home of Trendy has doubters and all things trendy. We'll find me, you, and the hashtag Trendy's on all phone sources on social media, especially Rumble. If you're not on Rumble, you're missing the entire experience. But that's your fault. This is the Ox Project, Orlando, Florida.
You are here, I fucking stick my finger here. Fucking turkey throat. Fuck you! Go fuck yourself!
Yes, yes, yes. We love the theme song. Hello, Ann. And Annie and Dave. What's up, everybody?
You'll never learn.
You insist on watching from Facebook, but you really should be on Rumble. So here's the link to Rumble. Your fat turkey throat. There's the link to Rumble. I don't know why you guys want to watch from Facebook when you could be on Rumble. So come on over to Rumble, because I'm not going to be on Facebook forever, and I'm not going to be on YouTube forever. So you better get on over to Rumble while you can, man, because that's where all of my audience is now. Pretty soon, you're not going to be seeing my shows anymore because you refuse to download Rumble or go to rumble.com/user/Nays Garden. It's really easy, and all you got to do is type it into a web browser and go there, or put it in your phone or download the app. It's not too much to ask, but you guys really should do it. Okay, great. You've been warned. So, the good thing about these disclaimers that I do in these shows is I don't have to worry about, 3 years down the road when we're blowing up on Rumble and I've got, thousands of people watch me and everything's going great. And one of you comes in and says, "Oh, dude, I didn't know you were live. I didn't know that you were live on Rumble. I haven't seen you in 3 years." And I'll be like, "Yeah, that's your own fault. You didn't pay attention. Or you were too lazy when I did tell you. You just you made a conscious decision to not go to Rumble out of your own laziness." I know, because I've watched plenty of podcasters that told me to go to various places and I was no longer seeing them anymore. And I was wondering what was up. And then I went over to Rumble and I found all of them. So, now you know. Hippie Chick is on Rumble. There you go, Hippie Chick. Thank you. That's good. That's where you guys should all be. You should be over on Rumble. Absolutely. I'll take the Rumble chat and put it up there. It's one place where I don't get penalized, guys, for anything. You know? And that works. That works really good. Okay, there is the chat. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. Oops. Like that. Like that. And like that. There we go. There's the Rumble chat. And we'll also do this. We'll go with the screen. That's good. Hey, look at that. 17's my lucky number. 2 smart, intelligent people today on Rumble. Wow, that's great. Thank you. Show me how intelligent you are by coming over to Rumble. I gave you guys a link. Come on over to Rumble. Great, man. Okay. I just can't believe how many of you still watch from Facebook. So, I told you over the weekend, I said somebody's going to die. I don't know who it is, but it's going to be someone famous. I don't know if it's going to be an actor, or politician, or a musician. But I knew someone famous was going to die, and I made sure to tell you guys. And then, like 2 days ago and yesterday, I thought someone had died, and we looked it up, and it turned out they had died like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, no, that ain't it. I'm like, it's really weird. I was like, this is really weird, because I really, really felt like this was going to happen. And when I usually get this feeling, it's like, it always fucking happens. And I would have to download it. No, you don't have to download it. You just go to rumble.com/user/Nays Garden. Go to your web browser, Annie. This isn't rocket science. You don't have to download it. You can open up a browser on your smartphone, as depending on how smart you are. You go into the browser, type in rumble.com/user/Nays Garden, and you'll be there. So don't give me that bullshit. I would have to download it. Or go to the Play Store and go download Rumble. You know, either one. You could do either one. You act like you're so helpless. And, you know, I don't want helpless audience members, man. I don't want helpless audience members, man. Go over to, Destiny's chat. He doesn't mind having helpless audience members. Go to Jimmy Dore's chat. He doesn't mind having helpless audience members. You know, they don't care about you. Go there, okay? Since you're lazy and, you're so confused, you're in the wrong fucking podcast if you can't even fucking take care of yourself. It's the amount of your the inability that you display to be able to just do basic bullshit is mortifying. It's fucking. Oh, now you will. Did you see how easy that was? Oh, but you couldn't do it 10 seconds ago. Wow, I'm quite the motivator, aren't I? You guys stop being lazy and stop playing dumb with me. Okay, stop. You're just lazy. You're just lazy. That's all it is. If you're not on Rumble, you're being lazy. That's all it is. I'm telling you. Facebook's going to shut me down. YouTube's going to shut me down. You guys think it's a big fucking joke, but don't come crying to me in 3 years when you finally figure out how to fucking pull up Rumble. That's all I'm saying. I might even block you by the time you make it to Rumble. I might just block you when you show up 3 years later. Yeah, might not have time for your dumb ass. So consider coming to Rumble now and be one of the intelligent people like Hippie Chick and 17 is my lucky number. The only 2 people who are able to chat there right now. If you can't chat, there might be a 5-minute lag, or you might have to follow my channel, but that's free. You just click follow, and then you should be able to chat. You didn't download it? Yeah, you don't have to download it. Just go to rumble.com/user/Nays Garden. How hard could that be to type those words into a browser window? You know, I could say it so fast. You know, rumble.com/user/Nays Garden. Anyway, no reason to get all pissed off about it. You know, you guys should just do it and make me happy. That's all. Cool. Great. Now I don't need to be pissed off because you guys aren't going to be lazy anymore. Fantastic. All right. So I told you that I did have a feeling, and usually when I have a feeling like this, I don't tell anybody and it fucking happens. And then I'm all mad because I didn't tell anybody. I'm like, dude, I'm having like premonitions or something, and I know when this is going to happen, and it's the weirdest fucking thing. It's like I know when a piece of mail is going to come into me. So I said, this time, the next time this shit happens, I'm telling everybody. So there will be no doubt that when I had this feeling that somebody big was going to fucking die, for some reason it fucking happened. It's not going to be coincidence, because I'm going to say it on the fucking day it happens. I'm going to nail it. And maybe the day, or maybe the day after I said, the day that I said it might be the next day, or it might be this weekend or something, but I know it's going to fucking happen soon. And I'm like, and I'm freaking out because there hasn't been anything in the news. Right? I was right. Someone died. Someone famous. And someone whose music you've probably heard before. And you might not recognize their name, and you might not even recognize the name of their band. But as soon as you hear the song, you're going to be like, holy shit, they died? Yeah. And they died on Saturday. And what day is today? Monday. And what day was I telling you I was having these feelings? It was at the beginning of the weekend, I remember. And it happened on Saturday. And I fucking knew it, man. I knew it. That's why I told you guys. I knew it. And I said, you know what? Those of you who watch the show, I can't be talked to right now like I'm dumb. I don't fucking care. Then fucking leave. Oh, you got cancer? I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. You can't be talked to like you're dumb. Well, you act like you're dumb, and you're going to get talked to like you're dumb. When you say you can't download something on your phone, or you can't go to a web address, yeah, you're dumb. You're acting dumb. So if you don't want to be treated like you're dumb, stop saying dumb shit on my chat. That's so simple. All you have to do is not say dumb shit like, I have to download it. I would have to download it. I'm so helpless. I can't do that. How about I will? I will download it because I'm not dumb. How about that? You could have tried that one instead. That would have worked better. And I'm sorry you have cancer. Fuck cancer. Cancer sucks. You guys take care of yourselves. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't eat sugar. And try to avoid cancer. I don't know what else to tell you. Be healthy. Cancer sucks, and then the most healthiest people will get it. It doesn't even fucking matter. Because, God! Yay, God! Because God created cancer, yay! So there must be a great God out there that loves all of us so much that they created cancer for us. Great, thanks, God! Thank you! Yeah. Cancer. God. Yeah. You remember the mail predictions? That ain't shit. Dude, I always know when someone's gonna die too. I just never say it because I feel so bad about it. But this time I was like, fuck that. I'm totally doing it. You guys want to know who it was? Check this out. Check this out. Listen to this song, and you tell me as soon as you recognize it. All right?
Cherish is a word I use to describe.
You guys recognize that? Comments are turned off. What a bunch of assholes. You guys recognize that song? Hippie chick? Singer-songwriter Terry Kirkman, founding member of the association with it, which is the band that did that song Cherish, died on Saturday. He wrote that song Cherish. That was his song. No, I wouldn't know his name, and I wouldn't expect anybody to know this artist's name. But I know you all know the song. You know why? Because that song's been played in a whole bunch of fucking movies that we've all seen. You know, it's a famous song. And I know everybody's heard that fucking song one place or another. You know? So, you know, unfortunately, Hippie Chick was the only person in the entire audience who recognized the song Cherish, which blows my mind because I thought I had an older audience here that would totally know that. Those of you who are choosing to watch from Rumble and not click the link, watch from Truth Social and not click the link so I can talk to you. Click the link. Come on into Rumble so we can chat, you know, and then you can say your chat in my chat, and then your chat will show up right here instead of you just watching it and not participating in this conversation. So, I made sure to go live and tell you guys that someone was going to die. I knew it, man. I saw, it's like I get like an image in my brain. And this one time I just pulled up a news story and I saw a picture of the Pope. And I looked at the picture of the Pope and it flashed over my head. I was like, someone's going to die. I mean, not the fucking Pope, but it was just seeing that image of the Pope on a news story. It made me think, wow, someone's going to fucking die. And I'm like, it's going to be someone famous, and we're all going to be sad, you know, and it sucks. But he was older, you know, luckily he was 83 years old. But, you know, for some reason I get this weird feeling, man. It's the same feeling I get before I get mail. That's fucking stupid, I know. But I get this weird feeling, and then it happens, and I never tell anybody. When I get the mail thing, I never tell anybody. The other day I told my mom, I was like, watch, this thing's coming today. I got the premonition. I know something's coming, you know? And sure enough, it showed up. I was like, I knew it was coming in today. I'd rather have that kind of ESP than when knowing someone's going to die, you know? But maybe there's a rhythm to death, and my brain is just on that Vulcan time scale, and it just knows about the time someone famous is going to die. Maybe it happens once every month and a half or something. I don't know. But now we got 2 more people are going to die now, right? So they always die in threes. The famous people always die in threes. So, oh boy. Wouldn't it be great if it was fucking Biden Harris? Like in a plane crash or something. Oh, God. Oh, that would bring me tears of joy. Sheer joy. Okay, so. Wow, man, storage is up 13%. Ooh, boy, I'm glad I hold some of that. I don't know if it's making me any money. Pretty sure that it's available to me, though, in an offline wallet, not in an exchange like Celsius. Fuckers. Yeah, so now I feel like shit. Because, yeah, I knew this guy was going to die. I knew somebody was going to die. And they died. And they died right when I said they were going to fucking die. You like the association? Holy shit. I wonder what other songs they did besides Cherish. Whatever. Those of you on Truth Social who like all the numbers stuff, you're going to love this fucking show. Because I predict real shit. And it's scary. They call me Nostradamus. When am I going to die, Justin Jefferson? Oh, you're going to live a very long and fulfilling life, Justin. I can see it already. You're going to own a giant bra manufacturing corporation, and you will be the poster boy for the bra wearers. They will use the owner as their model. And it will start with the picture that I make go viral of you. When am I going to Right most of the time, says Nick. I am right. Nick, where you been? I have been right many times about stuff. I get some things right, man, and it sucks having all this information in my brain, man. Because I don't like to share all of it because it's fucked up, and I think I just want to get high and be dumb. And not think about stuff. Tune out. I think I want to tune out with some dabs. Hey, oh. You know, I might just do a dab with this. For fun. Just to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to mix it up. Mixy Mixersons. Mixy Mixersons. I can't say that anymore. I used to be able to do that. Mixy Mixersons. Okay, that's not going there. That will go there. I think you will go there. Okay, you will go here. I got the Beazle under the table. Oh, you've been on a job where you don't get service. Okay, I was wondering where you've been. We've been playing some COD. Ice and Cyber and I played some COD last night. Chuckles jumped in. Warning, a Bitcoin storm is coming now. Okay, let's watch that. Brand new video upload from Carl the Moon. I don't know where it's popping up at, though.
Make it happen for sure. It's funny because when we ask people on the show which,
I hate these guys.
Influencer they wanted to see the most, your name came up.
Fuck that guy. I can't listen to him talk. I hate his voice. Is that okay that I hate that guy's voice? I hate his accent and I hate his fucking voice. And I'd like to punch him in his face. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm discriminating against someone for the way they talk. I need to get over that. I should force myself to watch that guy until I like him. You know? I'm just gonna force myself. I'm gonna force myself. I shouldn't hate someone based on the way they talk.
Growing.
I'm gonna grow.
And not
I'm gonna learn.
Even though the crypto market was back then really boring, you know. So do you feel deja vu right now?
I feel a little bit of deja vu, but it's a lot easier. You know what I mean? The more you go through the cycles, the more you go through the bear markets, you get kind of numb to them in a way. And I remember, people think it's bad now. It was devastating in 2018. I mean, because at least now we have the narratives. Like, we know that people are interested. We know they're looking to do the ETF. We've seen MicroStrategy. El Salvador has Bitcoin. Back in 2018, we didn't have any of that. We had a 20K Bitcoin that crashed it crashed from 20K to 6K, right? Remember, we were bottoming out. And then when we had that 50% drop down to 3K, and it just sat there, man, and it just stayed there for months. I actually had the moment where I was like looking at my girlfriend, talking to my family, and I was like, guys, I think I messed up. I think we screwed up. I think that was it. But I had nothing. I had no job, and so the only thing I had was my crypto.
Was HODL.
So what I did was I kinda just took the boring time to learn how to trade, because in 2017 it was all about the alt. I mean, there still is about the altcoins, but everybody. I didn't even talk about.
Look at his fucking house, dude. He's got a grand piano and shit.
Old dinosaur tech.
Pretty nice.
So you're just buying any coin you can.
He doesn't seem like he's suffering
anymore.
anymore.
Up 100x. Nobody's taking profit because we're stupid. Watching our portfolios go up, 30x only to crash 90%.
Right. That was me.
It was during that time that I really studied and I learned about Bitcoin more. And kind of when I
no Larry Gunny Cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
I wear the hat now, and people say I'm a maxi.
Using a new
I'm
dabber.
not a Bitcoin maxi per se, but I'm probably as close to being one as you can be one without being one. You know what I mean? Like, I guess if I could put it that way, I do see value in some of them. But yeah, man, it was such a rough time. And I just, some people think I'm almost too much of a perma bull. that I'm too optimistic all the time, you know, K-Dub, like, and I'm noticing a lot of the comments, and, you know, even if you look at I don't have it pulled up right now, but if you look at the long-term holders versus the short-term holders chart, you can pull this up on Glassnode. The short-term holders are actually hitting a low right now, which is telling me, what is it telling me? It's telling me that the people who came in the past year or two, they just wanted a quick flip. They wanted quick money. They didn't care. And they were doing what we were doing, or what I was doing. I don't know what you were doing, but what I was doing in 2017. And it's going to take these structures, these markets, these cycles to really build that sort of resilience, you know? And the reason that I continue to make videos, bull, bear, sideways, crab, is because I want to educate people. And for those of you who do actually push through this, I know it looks like it's never gonna ever get good again. I really just want to just yeah, pat yourself on the back, because again, everyone is gonna say you got lucky. They're gonna say you got lucky. No, you didn't get lucky. You actually you know, you stuck it out, man. So yeah, I don't have the chart pulled up.
Is this one the chart?
That's the long-term hodler supply.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long term, and then the short term is.
If you look at the shorter term, or like hodl waves and stuff like that, like I said, I don't have it pulled up right now. But yeah, guys, that's just how I feel about it. So I don't know how you feel, Carl, but this time around, it's the only thing that is a little bit different this time, and you have to be transparent, is we do have a different macro environment, especially in the U.S. You know,
what color's your Bugatti? Someone said.
In history, we actually saw a
what color's your Bugatti?
And then another raise, and then a pause, and then potentially more raises. Every other time, historically, they just raise, pause, cut, right? So that's different. We're not seeing all the liquidity injection like we used to. And, you know, you have the DXY pumping against these other currencies. It's a very, very confusing time, staying below the 200 weekly for extended periods of time. So it is a bit of a different market, but maybe it's maturing, you know?
What about, so we have been through, this is our second cycle. I mean, I don't know exactly what date you joined crypto. Actually, could you remind me, like when exactly?
My first Bitcoin, I knew about it in college. I should have bought, man. My friend, he was mining it on his freaking PC. I wonder if he still has those Bitcoin. I haven't talked to him in years. But I started, I bought my first Bitcoin in May of 2017. It was around 2000.
Isn't that guy on the left annoying looking?
Very
let me know. I mean, is it just me, guys? Am I overreacting?
2017,
or is that guy fucking a muppet and a half?
Working as a cashier, I was starting to buy some Bitcoin, and then I started the channel a few months later. And the question then is, like, we've lived through a couple of cycles now. And I think you know, just like me, that the Bitcoin halving is such a huge factor when it comes to predicting the Bitcoin price. So my question becomes, do you think we're now experiencing the worst moment of the cycle? And do you think it's gonna continue for a few months, or do you think we're gonna see a pre-halving pump, or do you think the pump is gonna come after the halving?
Pre-halving.
Dude, Carl the Moon has completely stolen BitBoy Crypto's format. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you know, having the two guys on camera with off to the left, having the basically like a glossary of the show, some kind of an index as to what's coming up. This was all BitBoy Crypto. Dude, this is BitBoy Crypto's fucking format. This is his setup. And Carl the Moon is such a cocksmoker. He stole the entire philosophy for that show, the style, and made it his own because Ben is down now. And that's the kind of cocksmoker that Carl the Moon is. He's just a complete ideal thief, just like fucking Elon Musk. Can't think of the shit on his own, so he fucking steals it from other people. It's vulgar.
Well, I mean, if you really look historically, the halvings have never in and of themselves really been pumps. You know what I mean? We've actually seen it dump sometimes after the halving. But I think what a lot of people are missing right now is we have the cycles as they play out. We have the 4-year cycle. It has kind of coincided with these liquidity injections, which we're not getting right now. So people say, oh, this time is different. But look at the macro.
Watch, this guy's gonna end up pulling a TJ on Carl.
Understand the big players.
Just like TJ, TJ did to Ben. Watch. This guy's gonna buy him out or get some gangsters to take over the podcast.
We've only just kind of had that big money starting.
Dude, if that shit happens, I'll be like, dude, we gotta find that video where I said that shit was gonna happen. It was the day after that dude died, man.
Scared.
We gotta get that shit. Oh, dude,
it's not a legitimate dinosaur.
Elon Musk might not be completely dumb, but he's not the genius that people try to credit him with, Johnson. You know, yeah, he's the fucking richest man in the world that took something. Okay, he fucking did that right, and I'll give him total credit for that. But when you look at the way he got there and all the technology that he piggybacked on, that he stole, that he bought out, it really wasn't his genius that was inventing all these great things that he's making money off of. You know? So, you know, I know what you're saying. Elon Musk is so dumb. Haha, I get it.
Way of doing it, or legitimate in their
so
eyes,
snarky.
Right? They're lazy. They don't want to. They're used to calling up their bank, and when they lose their password, they just reset it with a you know, here's my code. So they don't want to self custody. They want something like BlackRock. And when you look at the amount of money that's coming in, you could see, and people make fun of me for saying the decoupling, but you can see the decoupling happen just because of the opportunity. You know, even if we were having something bad happen with stocks and stocks started to fall, you could see that this liquidity injection, especially that they have to hold the physical spot Bitcoin itself, you know,
Dude.
Just do the math. 1% of 17 trillion. I mean, what is the market cap of Bitcoin?
I can't wait till I turn this camera around and we're facing the other direction. I cannot wait. And my back is to that front like his is. That's the way I want to be. With the house behind me, oh my God. I'm going to be so happy when I do that.
Bitcoin right now, 500 billion, something around that area. So
I feel like I'm
1%
trapped.
Of 17 trillion. You're talking about easily, you know, moving the price. And as I've been telling you for a long
that's
time,
real.
You know, when it comes to things like BlackRock, they think it's going to.
No, you can hear the room, dude. That's his house, bro. That's a real piano. Is that his name, Crypto Zombie? He's like huge, huh? This is the first time I've ever heard of him. Isn't that weird? It's the first time I've ever heard of this guy, and he's like super famous. I don't know what kind of piano it is, but I wish I had it. I need a grand piano.
To be this manipulation,
In fact, I said I'm gonna fucking get one. I'm gonna get rid of that fucking couch. I'm gonna put a fucking white, beautiful grand piano right there in the middle of that fucking living room. I'll be able to play it on my podcast.
If you look at the gold chart, when the ETF launched, look at what gold was doing prior to 2005. Look at what it was doing. They launched the gold ETF in November of 2004. Now, if Bitcoin is digital gold, that's what people consider it to be. Well, why would then it just be this sell the news event? I don't see that. Yeah. It's not logic. People think they're smart because they're like, oh, everybody says this, so let's go do that. But this is the one scenario in which that's not a sell the news. This is actually.
I agree with you. Like when the ETF comes, this is what I usually say. The ETF will come. There's gonna be a small pump because, you know, the crypto market is gonna be like, whoa, the ETF came, and then there's gonna be a big dump because all of the hype was already, you know, priced in the short term. That's, in my opinion, very, very likely. But in the following years, that's when we talk about liquidity coming in, and that's when all these trillions that you're speaking of really becomes a factor. Because of course those trillions are not gonna come in on day one just because there's an ETF.
Yeah,
it will take some months, years. Let's talk about a decade. You know, like we have a decade maybe in front of us.
Crypto Zombie's intense, huh?
Potentially flowing into Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be like. I mean, do you really need that Lambo next week? You know, like come on, like let's. We can be patient. And
hey, you guys mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
This is something I always wonder as a US guy. Why do you think so much depends on what the US does? Because Canada, they got an ETF. I mean, from what I'm hearing,
I didn't know
in
that.
Singapore, the event, it was like you wouldn't even know there was a bear market, right? Why do you think there's so much emphasis on what the U.S. does?
Are we all on the same charts here or what? What do they mean? I'm so confused.
Much volume in trading.
When they say that, I don't know what they mean.
Bitcoin just do what it does anyway? Why do you think the world kind of hinges on what the U.S. does?
Okay, so I
It's a good
think
question.
the dollar is a huge factor there because the dollar is, whether we like it or not, the world reserve currency. The dollar rules the finance world. The United States rules, in a sense, the whole world by ruling the monetary system. So I think it sounds like maybe that's where it comes from. But other than that, I think it's a good point. Like, actually, why is the U.S. so important? You know, like you said, there are so many markets out there that are combined way bigger than US. And I think you're right. There are a few ETFs out there that I think even in Sweden there is some type of
In Netherlands as well.
ETN or something like this, which is somehow similar.
Why aren't you guys
so it's a
talking
very
more
good
about that
question, I
shit,
would say.
man?
Mr. Ed, what are your
Educating
thoughts?
people on it.
It's a good question indeed. I think my
Dude.
mind would say, you know, it's a combination probably of politics and all that kind of stuff. As someone commenting also, I agree. I think, you know, we don't have to forget the US is one of the strongest economy on the world, on the planet when it comes to regulations. People look up to you guys, you know, when it comes to tech and all those things. So having seen and still majority of the investments are coming. I think I was reading the other day 97% of the money invested in crypto are actually in the US. So it's still a huge amount of people in your part of the world
Report on that
controlling.
shit.
The ETF might change things. You know, now, like you said, in the UAE, it's super open, super easy. I pay my dentist in crypto, for example.
That's awesome.
So if you think about it, it's awesome. You can buy a car with Ethereum.
I bought all my watches, all my cars with crypto here. If I rent boats and planes, which I do in the bull market, not right now in the bear market, it's always in crypto. Dubai is very crypto friendly. Let's
I
say
mean,
that.
Asia is opening up. I don't know if you've seen about Japan. He's easing up regulations. You know, there is
Dude,
Hong Kong,
I'm
of
just
course,
hearing
is
about this shit
changing
for the
its
first
policies.
time,
So
man.
I think we will see a shift potentially. I mean,
It's like
remember the
they're
drama with
holding-
the
it's like they're
mining
keeping
thing?
secrets.
So mining was
What the fuck?
all in China, and then they blocked everything, and now Texas opened up. So I think we'll see some, you know, some shifts in the geopolitical / ways of people seeing Bitcoin. But I think for now, to go back to your answer, I think the US still dictates from politics to economy. But he will be.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sometimes
No, no,
there's a little. Sometimes there's a small lag on my side.
There's only
No, I just
655
wanted
people
to,
watching
I
this.
just
I
wanted
can't
to get your
believe it.
opinion on it. You know, because you know it's a very echo chamber in the U.S. Even with our media, we don't even cover things that happen here.
Tron
We
and
get
Non
into
had
conspiracies
over
about
3,000
that.
viewers
So
yesterday.
It's very, like, it seems like it's free, but then when you realize that it's like 7 companies control
fucking
all
crazy.
the media and they're all in bed with each other and the narratives are all whatever they want you to see. And I think that's why alternative media, like, for example, this, you know, or, you know, and you see what they're doing to guys like Russell Brand and, you know, and they'll twist it. And it's like, oh, suddenly you go against the grain. I don't want to say it on here, but you're doing things to people that you shouldn't be doing. You're doing stuff to women. You know, it's like, oh, conveniently, all these guys are just doing this, but really it's because they're sending a message. They're telling people to wake up. And I just feel like
They're not.
that's
A
why,
lot of the
you know,
shit
we
that
talk
Russell
about
Brand
stuff that we
says
talk
isn't
about on
helping
this channel.
people.
Yeah, I think it's a good point.
I mean, he does
whenever
cover
you,
some
go
legit shit,
against
but
the
then
mainstream narrative,
when
there
you
has
throw in
been
all the
many,
bullshit,
examples
it kinda
of how
cancels
public
out.
people get attacked, and we just have to be mindful of that. I think Russell Brand. I also followed that story a little bit. I think that's such a scary thing. Like, you know, because then you feel the pressure. Like you really cannot say what you want in this world. And I had a debate with a family member before, like where they are proud that they live in a certain country. They say, oh, we have freedom of speech. But I told this person, like, look, it's only freedom of speech for your narrative. Like, this is a person who's like was pro certain injections of, you know, let's not, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that
demonetized.
narrative is okay. That narrative is fine. But what about my narrative? Like, if I say something, then I get banned on Instagram, I get demonetized on YouTube. But apparently you don't think that's an important narrative, and so freedom of speech for you, but not for me. And then there is no freedom of speech because it has to be for everyone for it to actually be freedom of speech, you know?
Well, conspiracy theories in general, the whole term was created to make people look crazy. And then you only find out that, you know, it's years later these theories become true. I mean, look, not even going deep down the rabbit hole. I'll keep it. Well, let's keep it on Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin. So for years, right? Bitcoin proof of work, terrible for the environment, you know, ESG, we got to come in, we got to do this, we got to do that, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, BlackRock is trying to apply for an ETF just the other day.
Right.
Bitcoin becoming ESG friendly. Look at
Right.
all the renewable, like, oh, that's so
Right.
crazy how the narrative just instantly changed as
Right.
soon as
This
you
guy-
guys stepped in.
Makes a good
you know
point.
What I mean? Like I have this thing I always post, the FUD high buy low with the Jamie Dimon thing. You've probably seen that clip where he's telling his employees that he'll fire them if they get caught buying or doing anything with Bitcoin. And meanwhile, in the background, they're setting up like this large desk and buying it up behind everybody's back.
Yeah.
And apparently that, like he said in the thing, that's not illegal. Apparently you can say whatever you want, and do something different as long as you're not, I guess, providing financial advice or whatever. But it's just absolutely crazy. I can't wait until we start seeing the and I did see one come out, and now you're going to see it went from Bitcoin is terrible for the environment, and now you're going to see Bitcoin's great for the environment. Look at all this excess energy that we're able to redistribute into the network. Texas came out with this story like we have all this extra energy, and now we're putting it in Bitcoin.
Crypto zombie, serious question. Do you eat brains?
I thought like last year it was like the devil, So
it's very crazy how they can just change narratives and switch people's attention. Going back to the whole, I don't know which words I can use here, but
it's your show, man. You can say whatever you want.
Got sick, that thing. That was a huge thing back then, but now it's like no one talks about it. It's almost like they're trying to not talk about it because of all the issues that are now arising with athletes having issues. Like I don't know at what point we're gonna get censored now, by the way. Like I honestly like
no, I think people know what we're talking about. I mean, there was the guy that came out, I forget where he is he in South Carolina? He's like a biochemist or something, and he basically went up. This is crazy. It's for a crypto show. But, he's like, look, I don't take sides on it. I'm not saying that this or that or whatever. I'm just looking at the science and the data. And we do this all day, every day. This is all we do is we just look at these types of samples and we give our expert analysis. And he was like, there is something else in here that is combining with DNA, which is not good and can change it. Forever.
Oh my god! Oh my god! He did just say that.
You need to demand that these guys, minimally, if they choose to continue.
Oh, I love this guy, man. Hey, where's all my friends at?
That's inside of it is going to cause.
Listen,
more
you're
harm
gonna
down the
love
road
this guy.
than it's going to help in the short term. So I mean,
Carl's cringing so hard right now.
They're looking at it and it's doing things and it's factual. So yeah. But anyway,
and science.
No, but on that point, science is factual.
Math
is factual. Bitcoin is factual. Bitcoin is the best
I nailed it! I nailed it again! How do I nail these, bro?
Agree. Everyone
Nostradamus is so hot today.
I would actually like to also ask in the chat if anyone has like a specific question, maybe that we could ask you as well. And I think you have so many fans here in the chat. I can already see people coming in saying that you're correct and
zombie
speaking facts.
Eat
and also everyone subscribe right now. Don't forget to press the notification bell. We also do have a Crypto Zombies channel linked down below.
I asked again, does Crypto Zombie eat brains?
Of Crypto Zombie, but if you're not yet, then you can become one now.
We also ask chat if they think we bottom, and 60% says yes, we bottom, and 39, almost 40 said no, we did not bottom. So slightly more bullish, which is nice.
On that question then, K-Dub, do you think we have seen the Bitcoin bottom, or do you think we could go
slow mode on
even lower, or at least like let's say back to 20K?
2 seconds too soon.
I use the charts to explain.
Okay, let me see if I have something here I can kind of pull up.
By the way, meanwhile you're putting up charts, I just wanted to build up on what you guys have said earlier. Completely agree on the manipulation. It happened with copper. Remember back in the days, the major holder of copper?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Was it Soros?
Exactly. What did that?
And he told everybody, he was like, it's garbage. Just get rid of it, sell it.
And they sold exactly. They sold a huge bunch. And then when people started to sell, then they bought. I mean, it's just so.
Dude, I asked if you ate brains and they timed me out. Carl, time me out, bro. Fucking bastard!
Okay, this is the worst.
I fucking trolled Carl, bro.
Can you guys see this real quick?
Boom! All I asked was if Crypto Zombie ate brains, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm tweeting at Carl, dude. Really, you blocked me for asking a crypto. The guy's name is Crypto Zombie. Look, everybody go there and ask if Crypto Zombie eats brains. I'm giving you a link. Everybody go.
Is it Puel multiple, or that I think it's called? But anyway, so what we're seeing right here is
Here's the
essentially-
link.
You can't really go back here. This
Everyone
data is
go
back from
and
2011.
ask if
It's really
Crypto
erratic.
Zombie eats
But basically,
brains.
This kind of shows you the
Everyone go
absolute
get
sort of-
banned.
It's not really the fair value
Everyone
of
go
Bitcoin,
and say, does
but it's
Crypto
just
Zombie eat brains?
arguably
And
the
I'll
lowest
give you
level in
the
which
question
it
too.
just becomes a fire sale essentially at this point. And you
Crypto
can see in the past, we have had things like
Zombie.
triple bottoms back here in 2015, for example. So that price was around 223. If we look at here, we actually perfectly almost touched it on this crash that we had. And then we came up, we had
Does
the
Crypto
COVID
Zombie
freak
eat
out,
brains?
and boom. We didn't actually touch it, but you can see we came very close. So now if we go to where
You
we are
guys,
right here, we've already
everyone
had
go to that
one,
and type
two
in that
bounces
question.
on that, right? So if you think we're going to go back down to this level and you think we're going to have another bottom, then we could have something like a triple that we had back here. But we've never really stayed below this area for too long. And anytime we've ever gone below it, it's been an opportunity to accumulate. So that level is currently sitting at around
Trendy Nick, does Crypto Zombie eat
15,341.
brains?
So if
Ah,
we were to go down
you
to that
added
level,
it to him.
That would technically put Bitcoin lower than the low that we
I love you.
have.
I love you, Nick.
is
Thank
there
you,
the
brother. I
possibility
love you,
of
bro.
some crazy wick,
That is so
something
funny.
that, you know, you could
More!
do
Everybody
share
go
with
ask him if he eats brains.
You know,
He's
if we
a
were to have some kind
zombie.
of crazy wick or
That's what
something like
zombies
that,
do.
Then, yeah,
Zombies
there's a
eat
possibility,
brains,
but for the most
and
part,
it's
I
a
just don't
legitimate
think
question.
People are going to be getting these prices that they're looking
Did
for.
you get
These
blocked, bro?
$10,000 price. I mean, guys, do you understand how much volume range interest is at that level? You know, if you bring up the VRVP, there's an incredible amount of interest at that level that we have, 6 years of accumulation and data
Full
on.
court
You're telling me
press.
you're just going to wipe that all out the window because the guy that bought
I agree
Bitcoin in
with you.
2017, he's been holding for 7 years, but then, oh, that's it, I'm going to panic sell now.
Dude, I can
So
log
I
in as
agree.
Truthier News and ask again.
Like,
One. So
You guys gotta
I
play
do
ball,
agree
though.
with
Come
you,
on, everybody go play
because
ball.
I and you and Mr. M, we are all on the side of, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
Ahmad
what
muted me.
happens. We're not gonna sell out Bitcoin, but is there any black swan event that could happen to at least shake out all of the people that are not as convinced?
He's
as
laughing,
us?
bro, because he's seeing that
and
shit.
also maybe don't give people a choice. Like
He's seeing it, bro. He's like, they're
World War
asking me if I eat brains.
yeah, something like, yeah, maybe that's very bearish,
that's
but like,
funny.
yeah, it can happen, you know.
I want to log in
but-
as Truthier.
if and first of all, dude, I have been not everybody, most of the people that follow the channel, really awesome community members, they all get it. But there are people that are just so about this like recession thing. I've been listening to Doom, and then you could be seeing Bitcoin pump, and people say, no, that'll never happen. That can't happen. How do you know that? How do you know that?
Yeah.
Does Crypto Zombie eat brains?
Crypto
Crypto Culture 420.
event that could happen, as an example, would be, let's say USDT collapses, or another big stablecoin, which is like basically underpinning almost the whole crypto market.
I had another account.
First of all, do you think that is a possible scenario? And I'm sure you will say yes, because everything is possible. But more importantly, if that happens, what do you think that would
Dude,
happen?
wouldn't it
What
be
would
funny
happen
if
to
everyone
Bitcoin
in the
for-
chat started asking that question?
If USDT collapsed.
God. That'd be
Yeah.
so funny.
I mean, we saw what happened with USDC. I mean, that depegged like 30% just over the weekend, and price crashed pretty heavy. And that was only for a couple days until the banks were able to open on Monday, which is silly, right? Oh, it's a crypto problem. It's like, it wasn't a crypto problem, it was a banking problem. But yeah, no, I mean, that could be an issue. There's a lot of theories about Tether.
Someone should say, does Carl eat
I
brains?
don't know the truth. I've never been to the Tether headquarters. Yeah, I think
It's
that
like,
could be an
dude, you know what I
issue.
love about it?
But again, if you look
It's such a playful, harmless fucking troll, dude.
collapse of Terra Luna, we had FTX, Celsius, Voyager.
It's so fucking
and the market
harmless.
always
It's
bounces
so
back.
funny,
It always
dude.
absorbs it. So again, a black swan.
Oh my
would that
god,
set
I
the
want more
price
people
lower?
to
Yes,
ask in
because
chat.
If we have a USDT,
I want to
collapse,
log
you can see
in
the price
under
fall
all my other
below
accounts.
the
man.
levels I showed you. But I just believe it'll just do what it always does. People will hop on the opportunity. The
God.
smart money will come in, and it's just. I mean, look at history in general. All the wars, all the tragedies, all the things. I mean, look at all the time you and I have been sick in our lives, right? Laying in bed, I can't get up. We're fine now, right? It's just reality. It's humans. It's people. Like, we continue, we evolve, and Bitcoin is Pandora's box is open, bro. So any black swan is just another opportunity for me, honestly.
Yeah, and also sorry to jump in, but we had a lot of problems like FTX, I mean, there's a huge amount of company that have gone bust already. So how much do we want? Like you were saying earlier, things happens in every cycle, right? So I personally think, okay, anything is possible, like you guys are saying. Like you always say, KW, history doesn't repeat the rhymes often. So fantastic, yeah, I agree. But I think we've seen a huge amount of bad news already. Like in the past couple of years, everything has happened. You know, huge exchanges collapse. You know, companies have gone bust. Like people have. I think whoever wanted to sell, they sold already. Like that's my personal opinion. It could be like maybe like a quick retest, like you said, like a quick down. But I'm accumulating.
Okay, so that's a good point. I think it's true. Everyone who wants to sell have sold already.
I think so.
I think that's true. But the question is, maybe if there is a bigger recession now, and we really get into like really bad times, not only in crypto but globally, that it's not anymore about who wants to sell or not, but actually people need to sell to pay bills, pay for their children's maybe healthcare or just going to, I don't know, kindergarten. Like people actually need to start selling for that reason.
Dude,
so
again,
it's not
two
a
hawks
choice
went for
anymore.
the same
That
freaking
could still
mold.
happen. I don't want to be
Slim
that bearish,
pickings.
but I mean the macro is hard for us to kind of predict, because also it's up to we all know that the banks and the big governments, they manipulate the market. So if they want to decrease or increase interest rates, print money, or decrease the supply, it's up to them, you know. And somehow it also is it's a fact that the crypto markets do tend to sway with the bigger markets as well. So that could be one event that could make prolong, let's say, the next cycle potentially.
Potentially, I mean, we haven't never seen Bitcoin in a recession, so we don't know how it's going to act, right? It will be the first one, so we don't have any data around it. But yeah, it makes sense.
You know, though, at the end of the day, when we were talking about the Black Swan events, the only thing that they really do is actually help the space in the long term. You know, like think about even just like the Ponzi schemes that happened, you know, like BitConnect, like we all remember that, right? So it's like, okay, that happened. A lot of people lost a lot of money, but it's not going to happen again because there's too many of us that are aware of that. And especially us as content creators, I'm not going to allow my subscribers to buy.
Two hawks go for the same
mold.
mold.
Like a Ponzi, like I'll warn them about it. You know, we're educating. So when you have the collapse of FTX or you have whatever Black Swan, all you do is you clean the space. And now you have this story that you can look back on. You have this event, and it just, you know, it's like history. I know, repeat rhyme, but I mean, you learn from history. You learn from the mistakes that you made in the past. So I'm not worried about potential black swans. Like, hey, if USDT collapses, okay, well then maybe it just gives more reason for USDC to be more transparent. And you know what I'm trying to say? Like
And look, I agree with you so much. I think you have such a good point, because whatever happens to Bitcoin and Bitcoin recovers, it just strengthens people's belief in Bitcoin. Not short term, but long term, because you know, for example, let's say USDT collapses. It just shows how good Bitcoin is, because Bitcoin cannot collapse. The price can go down.
Marketing for Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's actually great marketing for Bitcoin. Not in the immediate short term, maybe, but I think it would strengthen, and that's why I usually refer to Bitcoin as anti-fragile, meaning that the more you attack it, the stronger it becomes. So I think you're completely right, Kid. Like, it's Black Swan event is just another opportunity for Bitcoin to show how strong it is and that it's gonna come back. You know, I think back in March of 2020 when we saw that big collapse and the whole world was in fear, I'm pretty sure many people thought Bitcoin is going to zero now, but it just flew straight back up. And today people can look back and say, wow, Bitcoin just really, you know, survived and is now strong, and I think more people believe in Bitcoin now. So I truly agree with you, but I think it's more like, are we gonna retest lower levels or not? And that is something I think we definitely could, due to such an event. And then like you said, it's a great opportunity to buy more, if any.
Can you guys can I share my screen again real quick, just for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
So this is also something that I shared the other day on my channel. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
So this is the Lindy effect applied to Bitcoin, and in a nutshell, and the Lindy, well, it says the Lindy effect, they have a definition, but I'm just going to give you the fast one. The definition basically is if something has existed for a certain amount of time, there's a high probability that it will continue to exist for that amount of time. So, you know, if the automobile is invented and it stays in production for 10 years and people are still demanding it, then there's a good chance it will stay for another 10 years. Right, and
but that's not the way it worked out, is it?
Fad.
It
Fads
stayed
don't
for
last
fucking
multiple
100
decades.
years.
They don't last
So
15 years. So you could see how it started down here as just like a digital collectible, speculation, providing, proving that the system is hard to change. And you could see this is kind of like where they say we are. We are kind of early. Now we're getting to what you were just saying, Carl, the greater perceived of safety, education, greater decentralization, greater liquidity, right? And then it becomes a reliable store of value. And with each one of these black swan events, it only, like you said, makes it stronger and stronger and stronger. It's impressive. Like, damn, every time we knock this guy down, he gets back up. He's a beast, right? And then eventually over time, so in other words, if Bitcoin's been around for 15 years, then we should be around for another 15 years. And then maybe at some point, we get up here, medium of exchange, convenient unit of account, and full global money. So, yeah.
How much do you think the price of Bitcoin will be when we reach those levels?
Can we just unshare real quick? I don't want to keep turning it off on my end because, yeah. So what do I think the price would be at that point?
When Bitcoin is a medium of exchange.
One Bitcoin will be one Bitcoin, because it will be. That's how much. The fiat value will be irrelevant at that point. But jokingly, because people want numbers, I've been saying we can hit $1 million Bitcoin in our lifetime, no problem. It's not that crazy. You have to also think about the devaluation of the currencies. They're working in the opposites of each other. Even though technically Bitcoin is not actually deflationary, they say it is. It's technically not deflationary because we are having new coins, but the inflation is so low compared to the dollar. They claim we're down at 6 or whatever. Don't listen to them. It's up at 11, 12. They fudge the numbers. They change them. They stop showing the money supply. They just stopped putting the chart out. They were like, it's so embarrassing. We're not even going to post it anymore. And then they changed the definition of a recession. So you have 2 negative GDPs in a row. We got that. And then they're like, no. But this is the new definition for a recession. So I don't trust anything those guys say. And that's what I love about Bitcoin. You don't have to trust it. You can verify it. You can rely on Bitcoin more than you can even rely on yourself. I know that sounds crazy, but I go out and I tell myself, I know you don't drink, Carl, but I'll go out, I'm only gonna have 1. Well, maybe I'll have 2. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, it's like, what happened? With Bitcoin, it's every 10 minutes, verifiable, all the nodes agree, keeps on going. Everything's balanced on either side. It's honestly, it's the most honest thing that humans, I think, have ever created is Bitcoin.
Yeah. And I had a chat with Pompliano on my podcast, and he said something super interesting. It's all about perspective, right? He said, think about this. Now, every 14 years old knows that Bitcoin exists. Like, I was born in the 70s, when I was younger, cash was still used most of the times. You didn't have your Visa, your MasterCard. I mean, you have them, but not as popular. And cash was always in my mom's pocket to buy groceries or whatever. So my childhood was very much focused on cash. Nowadays, cash is hidden behind contactless or whatever. So, throughout history, there is always like a new phase of technology. And like Pompliano said on the podcast, he was like, hey, think about this. Every 14 years old now knows Bitcoin. So from now on, they will have it in their mind implanted. It's only like a young child, if you think about it. Think of what we achieved so far. So yes, everything is possible. Yes, there's
if Bitcoin was a teenager, they wouldn't even have their learner's permit yet. They wouldn't even be driving yet.
Even drive a car.
So that's how young Bitcoin is. We make a lot of mistakes when we're 14, 15.
Exactly, and yet he achieves so much in so little. Like you said in the beginning, countries have a legal tender. It's just so much more. So it's just a matter of perspective, and there is. And I always think about it in terms of probabilities. How possible is the price goes up as opposed to going down? Like, without being super greedy, like at 20 something, I think it's a great, fantastic, no financial advice to accumulate, because in my book, it's going to be much more likely we're going to go higher than lower. Yeah, it is possible under retest. We could go into war or whatever. One way to think about bad stuff. But, and by the way, chat, we asked, thank you for answering. We said probability of a black swan event, and people have said 55% have said yes, we will see a black swan event, and 44% said no. So in this case,
said a bunch of people in a podcast audience.
Quite bad to have.
Okay.
I would actually ask chat to ask some good questions that we can ask to Kid Up? And
I
while we,
asked,
scroll
and you
through the
blocked
chat,
me.
I do
Does
have
Crypto
one
Zombie
question.
eat
So
brains?
the question I get a lot, which I've already answered on my channel a few times, but I would love to get your take on it as well, because I know that many people are asking. We are in a bear market, and right now, not many things are pumping. You know, it's it's harder to make money in crypto right now. So that begs the question: how do people make money in crypto right now? And what do you think is like, because it's always important to identify the next trend, you know, like if you were able to jump into meme coins early or jump into AI coins early, you could have actually made money in the bear market. Some people did, you know. I was able to jump in on a couple of things. What do you think is the next thing that people could actually make some money from in the bear market?
Like, well, I mean, they're very dangerous right now. Especially if you're talking about altcoin trends. A lot of the times, I mean, you've seen them on like Twitter X, right? These coins everybody hypes up, and then they're like instantly rug pulled. So, actually, just saw that in the chat. Gaming. I actually like that. I was gonna say gaming, because I've been speaking to a lot of people. Like you guys probably know Alex Becker or like Elio Trades, and
Yep.
you know, I've spoken to a lot of people about gaming, and it could be the thing that really does bring the next wave of people into crypto, especially when you can get it to the point where it finally starts feeling like a real game. Because you guys remember a couple years ago, those blockchain games sucked. They were like so bad. And now I'm starting to see there's this District Alpha guys and a bunch of other WAGMI games. They're doing big stuff. So yeah, I think gaming could be a potential opportunity. But again, like when you're talking about making money in this market, you can't really, unless you're trading and you're swing trading and you're high frequency trading, because all we're doing is this. So high frequency trading, you can make money and you can lose a lot, but realistically, finding those coins that are just going to pump right now, I would be very careful of coins in this environment pumping out of nowhere, because there's a lot of groups, and trust me, I've been invited to these groups, and the things that these guys do is like really bad, you know, dumping on their subscribers and all this. And that's why, I mean, if I talk about one altcoin like every 6 months, it's a lot. Like I'm very, very scared about that. But I think the way to make money now is to be patient. Be patient. Find things you believe in. Find things that have value. Also take time to learn how to trade. I mean, go set up a paper account. Trade the chop with fake money. Screw it. You got nothing to do anyway. You might as well practice your skills, you know? That's what I did in the last bear market. So yeah, I don't know. Immediately making money, I can't promise anything, because it really. I mean, or you know what you could do? Honestly, you could stake. You could stake your Ethereum. You know, I mean, I don't know how much money you're really going to make off of that, but it's passive income if you trust, or you know where you're staking it. You know, that's a possibility.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's funny you say traders make money now, but actually not even the traders make money now, because now it's really flatlining the volatility. So you're right. Like nobody makes money in crypto now. It's really like that time of the cycle. It's the bear market bottom, I would say. Like I really think that's what we're seeing now, when people are capitulating, and usually you should get bullish from that, because like the saying goes, when there's blood in the streets, that's the biggest opportunity, and that's usually marks the bottom of the market.
I'm going to second on that. I agree, but I also think the real, for me, signal is not even just the capitulation, because if you really look at it, the capitulation is sort of the start of the bad part. But really, it's the boredom.
I can't believe how many moles we have in this freaking yard.
It's the fact that, you know, now when I go out to dinner with people, they don't ask me really about Bitcoin or crypto. You know, they might be like, "Oh, how's the Bitcoin thing going?" You know, that's it. But like, you know, it's not like I was getting phone calls from people I hadn't talked to in like 10 years, calling me up on the phone like, "Hey, bro, I know it's been a while, but like Bitcoin's at like 60,000. Like, I know you were talking about it years ago, and I know I didn't buy any, but like, should I buy it right now?" And
Terry
you know what I mean?
Kirkman.
So, that is not happening. Nobody's asking. Nobody cares.
Terry Kirkman, the guy who wrote the song "Cherish," he was in a band called the Association. It's a very famous song. Yeah, I fucking knew somebody died, man. It's weird.
That long ago, if you think about it, the iPhone came out in 2007. 2007, the iPhone launched, right? So that's like, what, 15 years ago, more or less. And look what happened in 15 years. Like now you download any game and you go, oh, it's better than any almost console. Very much, the quality is there. So going back to what you said, I also agree, because gaming now are not, they're not there yet, even though some are amazing, but still, it's a new thing. So give it a few more years. And as you know, technology is exponential, so definitely they're going to change the game. Change the game for sure.
Change the game.
It's just early, simple as. And like you said, I remember people on LinkedIn reaching out, hey, I'm all in Shiba Inu, when, the old good days when the numbers were different. So I think, like I said, I think whoever wanted sold, and I'm a person accumulating no financial.
When the cab driver starts asking you, that's when you know.
Exactly. That's time to sell.
I don't know. I was trying to look at your. I was looking at our order of things. Welcome, Market Watch, secret guest, and we've been on welcome. Am I the secret guest, or is there another guest, or is?
Yeah, actually, you are the secret guest.
Yeah,
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do any TA. If you guys want, I mean, I could look real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump over
Sure.
to technical
I
analysis.
don't have anything crazy right now, but I could just show you a few things. Let me know when the screen is up, because I can't see when you're looking at it.
Bro, your tea is amazing. Of course, it's gonna be amazing.
Is it up?
Now. Yeah, it's up now. Yeah.
So this is like Wrecked Capital, and I really enjoy his commentary as well. As you can see, I retweeted this, and he points out that we always have basically these sort of 3 good years and then a bad year, and number 3 is where we're kind of in right now, where it's sort of a neutral to just kind of whatever year. We don't usually tend to get higher than the previous, and this is like the 4-year cycle. So a lot of people are saying, well, this time it's going to be different. So, and I've actually dumbed down my analysis. I used to use like thousands of indicators, and really I've just been watching price action lately, because that's really all that really matters to me right now until we get some major momentum swings. And you could see that we're actually entering this really critical area for the S&P. You could see where we had the support, and then we had this, hitting this major rejection. And then we put in this very nice upwards channel, and then we were able to hold this as support. But I mean, you could see that we're hanging on by a thread here. So the only thing that we could do is come back and retest this, for some kind of a higher level. But what's happening is that this is the DXY, which, by the way, was doing the opposite, right? So while we have this going upwards, we have this going downwards, and now look what this is doing. Now we have the DXY breaking out, right? And what's interesting is we saw stocks having a bad week, but really Bitcoin didn't have as bad of a week as stocks did. But the thing and which is interesting to me, just to point that out. And when I say stocks, I mean S&P specifically. And, I was telling people about these Bollinger Bands, and every time historically, look at this. When we get down to these levels, you always have some kind of volatile move right here again. And look at what we're doing. We're tightening up right now, and there is some volatility coming. So the thing that I didn't like, the thing that short term was bothering me was we lost this upwards trend right here, but then we had this 100 on the daily, this blue line, which was kind of acting as our support. You could see we would dip below it, reclaim this Terra Luna level, which is why I have that there, by the way. That to me is a very interesting level, this Terra Luna crash, because ever since we wicked down there, that level has actually been so important. Like, you could literally just short the level when you're below it, long the level when you're above it. Literally, that's how you could have played this the whole time. And once we got this, look, as soon as we get these bounces on the 100, we lose it. Boom. Now what is it doing? What is it doing? Resistance, right? So what I think is possible is at least a minimal retest back down to this zone, because obviously this is one of the most important levels. And what we're doing is we're doing the same thing that we did here, right? We're building a structure. So when you're building a house, you want to build that structure, you want to build that base. So I don't really care what happens in the short term. I know that in the long term, once we, let me go back here. Once we break this area, once we break this, you're probably never, ever seeing Bitcoin ever go below 25,000 again. Once we, build that structure, even if we come back down, have a double bottom, whatever you guys want to do. But as soon as we break and retest and continue up, maybe even catch this trend, I think we're just going to continue to the upside. Carl, I know you use the EMA ribbon a lot. This is a little concerning because, historically, we don't tend to really see the ribbon invert to only immediately revert or the opposite. It usually, once it flips, it tends to stay that way. So when we flip bearish, we stay bearish for a while. When we flip bullish, we stay bullish for a while, right? But if you look at what we're doing here, it's like it doesn't know what it wants to do. It's kind of like hanging on by a thread. And unfortunately, every time we try to break into this ribbon, we're being held down. So short term, that could be showing that there is some of that sell pressure. You know, we're being below the 200, but meanwhile we're sandwiched above the 200 EMA. So you might be saying to yourself, okay, it could go up, it could go down. No, ha ha ha, TA. But I mean, really, we're kind of in no man's land right now. You know, historically, people talk about these golden crosses, death crosses. We have the 20 and the 50, and again, every time we have these crosses, it tends to stay bullish for a long time, with the exception of COVID. So, you know, we had this cross back here in April. And, you know, even though we have had the purple acting as our resistance, we are still curving to the upside. We are still moving to the upside, and we are still technically putting in higher lows and higher highs. I mean, guys, we literally formed, and again, I'm going to get yelled at for being too bullish here, but guys, we formed one of the largest falling wedges I think I've ever seen in my life, okay? And you guys know, even if you want to take that to the retest breakout, let's say we won't even count from here. Let's say we take it from the retest, come back here, right? You're still looking at a $47,000, you know, to $53,000 Bitcoin based on this move. And people that, you know, think that we're going to fall below these crazy levels, again, do you see this interest? Like, do you see that volume? Okay. Why do you think we're stopping at these levels? Look at how many people have been accumulating. I know I make a mess on these charts, but how much accumulation? These are the people I'm talking about. You're talking about these people from years, and then, oh, they're just going to sell all of a sudden now. If you've been holding Bitcoin for 2 years, 3 years, why are you going to sell now?
Exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly.
Same thing here. This is the same moving average. We already talked about that. Although it is interesting, though, that the 100 does look like it may want to do a death cross here. Again, on the weekly, we will keep our eyes on that. But, you know, keeping it simple, like for a 5-year-old, someone who just doesn't really know what they're talking about. Look, guys, is this an uptrend or a downtrend? Just curious. Like, you know what I'm saying?
An uptrend. But what about the head and shoulders that, if you go back to the chart you had there is a head and shoulders, this one exactly. You know, what are your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts are, if we get the head and shoulder breakdown, that I think we have a fake out.
That's not a really good head and shoulders pattern, Carl.
18,800.
I wouldn't call that a head and shoulders.
Right here, it was the support, and then it flipped into the resistance.
Because that shoulder's taller than the head.
And I think
on
that
the right,
weekly,
so
maybe we go below it. Maybe we have a
he
liquidation
drew the
cascade.
line
Maybe everybody
lower,
starts selling. We
but
get a crazy
the
thing.
fucking chart's
But I
higher.
think what we're going to get is like what we got back in COVID, where even if we spend a week below it, I'm still looking at this major trend. You know, we have it starting from back here in July of 2017, and then we have the COVID wick, which, right, what did we do? We broke the trend, we created a new trend, and then we wicked right back up it. So that was the sort of, and that was a black swan event. This is just a technical pattern, right?
Yeah. So
this is a black swan event. So
yeah, so you are very bullish, and I'm also usually very bullish. But if I were to play the bear here, I would probably say that there is a very decent chance that this head and shoulders, which already broke down, by the way, could take us down. And
where do you take it? Like this? Is that how you would do it? Like that?
No,
kind
I would
of
make it more. I mean the target. You mean?
Yeah, lower.
Yeah, the target would be approximately $21,000 actually. From the neckline to the
where Carl is saying it's going to go down to
Which is a funny
21,000.
number. Sorry to jump in, because there is a CME gap, but like you say, K-Dub, that
we
gap
can switch off the TA right now. I just wanted to show you. Oh, and then look at all these. 15.2 trillion, but you know, it's just a fad.
Do you believe in CME gaps?
Oh, let's go back. Actually, put me back for a second.
Yeah, that gap came because of another gap, right? So the new gap is because of
I have two. Okay, right here. So this CME gap up here, and it's funny you said that, because look, we had one right here, and it got filled instantly. So we do have a gap up at around 35 right here, 180. This is the one that a lot of people are talking about. This one down here at the 20,000. I'm very confused about this, Carl. What is your opinion on this? I genuinely want another analyst's opinion, because this gap was formed during the filling of another gap. I've never really seen that before. Like, we filled the previous gap, and then we created a new gap while filling it. I don't know what to think about that.
That is a funny point actually. So I think the CME gap has been a topic for discussion for my whole crypto journey since 2018, 19. Or when was it the CME was? I think it was like 2018 they launched it or something like this.
I don't remember. I could look
Something
at
like
the,
this.
I could
think
look
it
at the
was
chart.
actually
I don't
very-
remember 100%.
I think it was the top of the market. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. I felt wasn't it? That was the top of the market, right?
Yeah, I think exactly, which is a little bit crazy in and of itself. But I remember how
Dude, they listen. This is the exact day that they launched. They launched on December 18th of 2017, bro. That's literally the
exact
day
top,
after
right?
the high.
yeah,
Or,
that
like,
is
wow.
that must be manipulation, right? That's too crazy. But yeah, so you know what? Do you have that? Could you actually show up the chart and show exactly where the CME was starting trading? Because when people see it, they will.
I gotta go back to share the screen again. Give me a second.
Let's do that because it's so powerful when you look at it like that. I remember when that happened. I was like,
Just
wow.
give me a second. I gotta find it again.
Yeah, no worries.
You know, that's when we can really
All
talk
right, here
about
we go.
Like Da Vinci always says, the big guys, if they miss the
Let me
market, they
take,
pull it back. You know.
Let me take all my drawings off so you guys can just see the chart.
They pulled the boat back.
Look at this. So
Yeah, look at that.
basically what you're looking at here is this is the all-time high, but we don't have the run up leading up to it. And look, they launched right there. They launched at Bitcoin on this. The futures were at 20,400 roughly. That's because the futures were predicting it was going to go higher because of the run.
Yeah.
So yeah, they literally launched at the top and then
Yeah.
shorted the whole way down.
Yeah. So that is absolutely crazy.
That is
and,
crazy.
And in fact, I've been speaking with Da Vinci about this a few times, and we feel like with the ETF something similar could happen. Either they launch the ETF at the very very top of the next bull market, or maybe they launch it at the very very bottom, meaning that maybe they're gonna pull down the price. They could pull it down to 10K, maybe with some black swan, which they of course manipulate. Then they manipulate Bitcoin down, and then they launch the ETF, make all the money they want, and then they allow it to fly back up.
I think with the spot Bitcoin ETF, it might make more sense to launch at like a lower level, just because of the fact that they need to have the Bitcoin that they need to recalculate. I think it's once a week, right? It's like at the end of the week they have to do the. I don't really know 100% the inner workings, but I do know that they have to have it 1-to-1. So considering that, talking about the BlackRock thing, again, BlackRock has an ego. They do. They want to be known as, they want to have assets that appreciate. That's what they want. And this whole idea about manipulation, they are, and the lower it is, the easier it is to manipulate, right? The lower the price, right? You can manipulate it easier. But I think that there's more of a possibility, like you said, of a potential black swan. Maybe then that invalidates all the analysis, because I can't predict that. The charts aren't going to tell me that. So, people are like, oh, you said we weren't going to go down to 10,000. Yeah, well, I didn't know that they were going to drop a bomb on, New York or something. Like, I didn't, or something crazy. Like, I didn't know that. So, but I think right now, I think the structure is looking good. I'm still bullish long term. Short term, I think it's going to get a little choppy. I think we may have that retest. We may even hit like some of these lower Fibonacci areas, but I really don't see a $10,000, $12,000 Bitcoin unless, like you said, just something unexpected happens. It makes no sense from a technical or fundamental perspective at all.
But actually, when we were above 20K before FTX happened, I actually said that I don't think we will go below 20K again because I don't see a reason for it. Because technically, it was looking like it's not going to happen. But then, of course, out of nowhere, FTX collapses. And of course, we go below 20K. The fear was just absolutely huge.
You know what was interesting, though? Something that was interesting to me is that if you look at the monthly close, and we don't have to pull this up. It's just trust me. If you look at the monthly close of December of 2017, that was 13,800. So if you actually want to look at like the wicks are just speculation, the tails and wicks, right? But if you want to look at the full body candle, forget 20K. Let's just say that candle was 13.8, which it was. We only came to 15.5. So from a technical perspective, if you're looking at that candle, thinking of where should we have the logical retest, there was obviously a lot of people that were pouncing and buying and accumulating. So, there's no way that you're going to have a rally off of 15.5 back up to almost 30, or I think we did it right at some point, almost get to it, without obviously being massive interest. And people that said that this is a bull trap, 110% bull trap. What? Like, okay, that's a bull trap. I had fun riding it up. I don't know. It's just like, but yeah, I mean, I could get bearish. I just, it's hard for me to be bearish because, I've spent so much time with Bitcoin that it's you just, once you get it, man, you don't worry. You sleep like a baby. You don't worry.
100%. So I agree with you on that in terms of holding Bitcoin. Like, I'm so happy with my Bitcoin stack. Like, I don't care. Like, even if you go to 5K, I'm like, whatever, because we're gonna go back. Like, that's completely fine. But there is still opportunity to get cheaper, maybe, because people still want to maybe get more Bitcoin, right? So maybe you want to put some limit orders at 20K at the CME gap, because I still think it's very possible, maybe even likely, actually, that we're gonna go down and fill that gap around 21, because there's multiple reasons why that area makes sense. The Fibonacci 61.8% is down there. There are a few reasons for me to be a little bit bearish in the short term, let's say. But for me, that's just an opportunity. I think we can put limit orders, and we can even short. Like, of course, some people don't like shorting Bitcoin, but actually you can also make money from it. So I've done that a few times before, and people always hate me when I put in the short.
Yeah, I don't like shorting Bitcoin either, but I mean, hey, if you can get more Bitcoin by shorting it, screw it, right? I mean,
it's a great way to make extra money. I did make a couple of now kind of famous shorts back. I must have been more than a year ago now, like exactly when Bitcoin was really starting to break down from the all-time highs. And I made some pretty decent money from that, And yeah, like, of course, some people didn't like it, but some people loved it because they followed the trade. So I don't know. I think
it's confusing. It's confusing to a lot of people. Like, everybody understands longing because it makes sense. It's like buying and price go up. But shorting is confusing. It's like I'm betting against the asset that I'm actually betting my life on. It's like, what am I doing? Not to say you should bet your life on Bitcoin. I mean, be responsible. Don't do what I did. But because you guys know, everybody knows my story. My house went into foreclosure. I literally threw everything I had into Bitcoin. It was so stupid. But had I listened to those people that were calling me crazy, like, do you guys know my family stopped talking to me for a year and a half?
Oh, really? Why? When?
Because they just thought what I was doing was so irresponsible with Bitcoin.
When? Like in the beginning?
This was like basically right around the bear 2018, all that stuff. No, because I was buying in 2017, and then it was like when it started going the other way, concerned family members like, "What are you doing? This or that."
I remember you were selling your car as well, right?
I sold all my cars. I rode a bike for 2 years. It was madness. Like, I would never recommend to do that, but I just had conviction. I just kind of believed in it. So
yeah, I mean, I also remember how in the grocery store I was telling everyone to buy Bitcoin when Bitcoin was going up towards 20K, and everyone was like FOMOing. Most of them didn't even buy, but they were like, "Oh wow, Carl! Like, wow, you were right!" Like, because every day in the grocery store, I came to the coffee room, and like Bitcoin was always higher. Like, I was like the legend. You're like, yeah, Carl is right, And then when it started going down, wow, that was a big difference in the sentiment in the grocery store. I'll tell you, because some of them actually did buy because of me, and now they were losing some money. And also some of them were just like kind of a little bit making fun, because they were always like, haha, yeah, like, I knew like it was just like, because I don't know, people people really don't like when you're doing well, right? People like when you're not doing well. I've seen that with titles, for example. Whenever my title is "I lost money," boom, I get like double the views. If I say something like "I made money," there's like people are like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's like people want you to do well, just not better than them. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like, I'm gonna root him on, but like, as soon as he starts to, get better or be more successful than me, then that's when you see a lot of these enemies and people that you thought were your friends. You guys know how it goes, man. I mean, I had one friend that actually recently came out and actually just recently apologized to me. because I told him about Bitcoin and all this stuff. And when it was crashing, we got into this argument where he was like, see, I told you so. Like, you're a loser.
Rogan.
Have fun with your Bitcoin.
Rogan.
That's worthless now. And like, we didn't talk for years. And then Bitcoin went to $70,000. And he called me back up and was like, hey, bro, I owe you an apology. Like, you were right. I just had a, you know, we had the wrong time frame. We weren't traders back then. I wasn't trading. I was just hodling. I trade now. But back then, I was just holding. I didn't, so, you know, I just kind of rode the wave, man. Lost 90% and then watched it 10x again and just keep going, man. So for the average person, DCA, they say, you know, oh, no, don't DCA, don't do this, don't do that. What average person is sitting there perfectly with all their capital on an exchange ready to go when the wick hits? Even when that wick hits, are you going to be able to move your capital around fast enough, the average person, from their bank account? No. So the best strategy is dollar cost averaging, and it still to this day has been proven to be a good strategy. In fact, if you go, I think the website is BTC DCA or DCA, I think BTC DCA or DCA BTC.
Yeah, indicator.
And you can enter, like, just hypothetically, like, if I bought $5 of Bitcoin every day, and if you started at the high just 2 weeks ago, you passed the broke even level. And I know you're saying to yourself, like, oh my God, I had to do this for 2 years only to break even. Okay, I get it. Could you have timed it better? But I'm using the absolute most extreme, like saying you bought the top. I don't think did people really buy the top? Some people did. So I'm saying, if you bought the top and you DCA'd every day, you're above water. And you have a ton of Bitcoin. So how is that not a good strategy for the average person who has to go to work every day, raise kids, and have a job? Like I gotta, you know, the guy working at like wherever the auto place, like, he's going to be in the back trading? No. So it is a good proven strategy. It does work. It's not maybe as flashy or as lucrative, but it works. And you're definitely going to get a better percentage than you're going to get in a bank account. What's a bank going to give you? 0.5%? You know?
Yeah, not even close.
They're gonna give you half
Captain
percent, and then they're
Checkmate.
gonna freeze your money.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Exactly.
now-
Don't even get me started about banks, bro. Don't even get me started. It's like, I want to move like $100,000, right?
Sorry, I was a little late
Of my
responding
money.
to you guys.
It's my money. Sir, wait.
I need to get under here and fix the
Where
fan
is this
real
money
quick.
going? What are you doing? Why? It's like, bro, it's my money. I've paid taxes on it. This is
Yeah.
post-tax money.
Yeah,
What do you care what I'm doing?
In the bank, they're not yours anymore. The bank owns them, right? So, and by the way, DCA, I completely agree. It's one of the most difficult things because, you know, being consistent in anything, in life in general, is one of the most difficult thing ever. Like, think about, I don't know, going to the gym or anything. You have to go every day, every week. So DCA works the same way.
I mean, if they're using Coinbase, you could just do auto. You
Yeah,
could just,
automatic.
you could just do auto every Friday or every Wednesday, and you know what I mean. So you don't even have to think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to what we talked about earlier, how to make money in the bear market. Right now, it's not so much about how to make money right now, it's more about how
Man,
to,
he's telling people the dollar cost
invest
averaging. It's
wisely
horrible
and,
advice.
Carefully.
God.
And DCA, I agree, it's the best way. The only problem is some people maybe don't make much money, but then, I mean, of course, I usually tell people to go to cryptojobs.com. I don't know if you know, but I made a job board that people can they can get jobs in crypto and the companies can hire.
Hey
And there
Steve,
people can
how
go
many people are
and get
watching, man? That can
position. Could
say
even
anything in
like
the
a
chat
content writer,
besides
like,
Captain
Crypto
Checkmate,
Mentor,
Hoot and How,
hiring
and Steve
some people
Running?
on my
Anybody else
website.
here?
That's a way to get a step into
Let me know
crypto,
now,
you know?
guys.
I think any step into crypto is a good step into crypto, and then you get a salary.
know if
Even
you're
it's a
here
small
watching.
salary, at least it's something in crypto, and that's your DCA, because you know,
Let me know if you guys are here in the chat watching right now. Besides Hoot and Howl, Steve Running, and Captain Checkmate. Is there anybody else here? Nick is here. Anybody else? Because it says I've got 30 people watching, you know. So I figure 30 people, I could get some people to say so in the chat, right? Anybody on Rumble? Weird, right? You guys are all watching from Truth Social? If one of you is watching from Truth Social, just one of you could just come over to Rumble, just click on the link, click through, and say something to me in the chat, I'll keep going live right now. Just one of you. From Rumble. It says there's 20 people. If you're on Truth Social, just click the link, come into Rumble, and say something in my chat. Hey, Chris. How's it going, buddy? Thank you. You're watching? Okay. We got one guy over there on the YouTube. 20 viewers on Rumble, but not one of them. That's 32 viewers total right now, guys. And not one person on Rumble can say anything. One dead, 2 injured in shooting in Wilmington. Thanks for the support, Chris. Are you Gnarly Gagger, Chris? Chris, Gnarly Gagger? Gnarly Gaggers, Chris Chitouris. Oh, you're not Gnarly Gagger from Rumble? He always says smash that like button below. Thanks for the support too. Gnarly Gagger always says that on Rumble. But I can't get one person to say anything on Rumble right now. The red square. But I can't get one person to say anything on Rumble. I mean, if they're over there on Truth Social watching, that's cool, but click on through just so I'll stay live, guys. I mean, I'm not going to keep the show going if nobody's going to say anything. I'm going to go. And crypto is starting to take up straight up again. I don't mind covering it, man, but somebody's got to say something on Rumble, man, or I'm not going to do this. You guys want to, if you're watching from YouTube and you want to come over to Rumble and say something in my chat, there's a link. Are you guys watching from Truth Social? Is that where you are? Nick the Stick. I knew you were going to do that, Nick. Cheers. I knew you were going to do that. Thank you. That's good, bro. You're good, you. I can always count on you. Can you believe this, Nick? Not one person over there. They're all watching for Truth Social, I bet. Alright, that's cool. I'm going to go. If there were more of you guys, I can only get, you know, it only appears that there's only 5 people watching because you guys won't come to Rumble. So, you guys want the shows to go longer, you will come to Rumble and you will populate that chat. This is where that chat appears right now. So, you'll know that I can see it. Alright. You guys take care. Thanks for watching my show. Maybe I'll see you later tonight. Maybe not. I don't know when the next time is I'm going to go live, guys. It's kind of discouraging, the numbers right now. So I don't believe the Rumble lie. People are going to actually have to motivate themselves and come over and click through and say something in my chat and prove to me that they're actually watching. That's all. I don't know why it's so hard. Clicking the mouse 3 or 4 times is too much to ask, I guess. It just doesn't feel like 32 people watching. You know? Truth Sharing Mirror. Thanks so much for the support. Dennis Gendron. Hey. Can you guys come to Rumble? Nay's Garden on Rumble? I know. I got an account. It says 17 as well, bro. 14 across the YouTube and Facebook channels. 1 person watching on Kick. You add all those numbers together, it's 32 viewers. It's me, Chris Chatoris again. You got 2 accounts. Hell yeah. I just, I get tired of not being able to talk to people. My backup channel. Hell yeah, I got a few of those myself. We should have more people here. I don't know, bro. It's like I really need numbers to do the show. I would too. I'd get high and play my guitar and say, "Hey, Steve Running came to Rumble." There you go. You know, I'd entertain, you know, and do whatever. But I can't seem to sustain numbers, man, and I don't believe what Rumble is saying. 21 people watching, none of them can say anything. You know, Steve Running comes in and all of a sudden the number goes from 17 to 21. So Steve came in and added 4 fake fucking numbers. More people who can't talk in my chat. Magically. And none of these people ever say, "Yeah, bro, I was watching on Truth Social, but I clicked on Rumble so I could say hey." None of them will ever do that. So it just doesn't seem real. You know, if one of you human beings that is watching on Truth Social right now could just do me this massive favor to please just click on the link that will bring you into Rumble so you can say something in my chat, that would be greatly appreciated, so I can at least know that some of you are watching from Truth Social. So I know that these numbers are a little bit more accurate. Now it says 25. Still only 2 chatters. Make it easier to watch? How can I make it easier to watch? Bro, it's not about them not being here. They're all supposedly here. This says there's 40 people watching now, bro. And I'm like, okay, there's 40 people. Great. Hey, Nay, I just joined. Burner Mom 9. Can you answer me a question, Burner Mom 9? Were you watching from Truth Social before you came into Rumble? This is all I really need to know. I just need one person to say, yeah, we've been watching from Truth Social. We're not clicking through. Great, just let me know. Come over, tell me you joined from Rumble. Okay, Burner Mom, that's honest. Thank you. Great, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. This says 38 viewers, Billy. So understand how frustrated I am that I just can't get them to say where they're watching from. It's not about whether or not they're watching. It's, okay, great, you're here. Can you pop over into Rumble real quick and just say that you're watching from True Social? That's where all these numbers are coming from, you know? Because I think this broadcasts from inside True Social. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's all I'm trying to find out. I'm just trying to find out where all these views are coming from, man. Who died on Saturday? Singer-songwriter Terry Kirkman, the guy who wrote the song Cherish. He was 83 years old. And if we go back to my Thursday or Friday show, I'm sure we'll find me saying I felt like somebody was going to die. Because I saw a stupid picture of the Pope. Sorry if that offended you. That's too bad. He's 83. He lived a nice long life. Wrote some great shit. He'll be remembered forever. It's nice. That song will live on for years and years and years. Well, see, that's just it. It doesn't happen every day. You know? It's usually my grandparents and my mom says that famous people die in threes. You know, and it always seems to happen that way, you know. But if you really look, you know, you think someone died and you start looking through celebrity deaths and whatever, and you'll find that they really don't die that often, you know. It's not as often as you might think. Because the world does make a big deal about it when it does happen. That is a Bixby text call. That was weird. Coming in from Maryland. Oh my God. I forgot how to turn off my phone. This is so funny. turn off my phone, man. How funny is that? I forgot how to turn off my phone. I don't think it's charging properly. There we go. Asking 40 human sound also is a tall order. A staff sergeant can't even do that, so don't feel bad. Bro, I just want one person. I'm just asking for one person. Not all 40 humans. One person to come over and tell me where they're watching from. It says 16 viewers and they're not going to do it. Thank you, Burner Mom. Yeah, so this guy died. I wonder who else is going to die now. It's a fucking great song, man. It's a great song. Fuck. Show up, me, Nick, and Cyberman, and you were nowhere to be found. Died 20 cherished by the association. Love that song. The guy who wrote that song we were just listening to, American Boy 79. Oh, the CIA acid music. I mean, the name of the band is The Association, bro. So there you go. We were watching. I don't even want to talk about it. Do I have Covfefe? No! Psst. Alright, there's no Covfefe. Just crypto is making a recovery, and storage is at 11.8%. Just, I know you guys don't care about that, but just saying. Okay, so that's interesting looking. I feel like doing a dab. And I will dab some OG Kush out of my clean jar that I cleaned with my scraper. And I will use my new dabbing utensil. Utensil. I like to say utensil. Utensil. I like to keep the walls of my jar clean because I've got OCD. It makes me feel good having control over something in my life. This is control. I have control over this. I'm so frustrated. But this makes my frustration go. I hope I'm not thinking this stuff out loud. God, this makes all my frustrations go away. Nice and clean. The cleaner, the better. If I could just get this clean, then I know everything in my life will be perfect. He looks so special. He looks so special and so nice. He's so clean and so special and so nice. It's just to make me want to dab a little something special nice. So right out of that, am I gonna take a nice special amount? Just right on. That's too much. It needs to be just the right. Just the right amount of too much dabbing is. Jeez, dude, I fixed this stuff. It was smelling like pine saw the other day. I got all that smell to go away. I bet he was contracted at one point. His music was used everywhere from the Manson Ranch to the Men Who Stare at Goats. Dude, do you know what I told people on the show? I was like, you're not going to know the guy's name, but I guarantee you're going to know the song. Because it's been in so many movies that we've all seen. You know, I've heard the song so many times. You know, it's just, it's in a Happy Days episode, you know, it's in fucking, The Godfather, you know, it's in the fucking, you know, it might not be in The Godfather, but it's in so many freaking movies, dude. And that we've all been exposed to, so. I'm gonna light it, it's a hen. It's special nice, just for you, a hen. And I'm gonna do dab. I think Carl should have asked Crypto Zombie if he eats brains. Said, Nate's Garden has a legitimate question. He wants to know if you eat brains, and they could have laughed their asses off at it. And then they could have pimped out my channel, but no! No, I had to get blocked. The guy who started the Sleeper Cell program used his music plus LSD to start the experiments, and a guy jumped out a window at Fort Bragg over it. Cherish is the word that I use when I'm talking about you. So let's do 55-30. 55-30, man. So Charles Manson was a CIA op? Says Johnson. No. Manson wasn't a CIA op. He was fucking psychotic, dude. He was completely unpredictable and psychotic. He was totally whacked out. I don't think the CIA could have worked with him in the condition he was in. Oh, 55 Terity. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. We're going in hot, baby. Ooh, maybe not as hot as I had intended. Hey, that's going to be a little bit better, though. That's better for me and you. That was a huge dab. I'm just saying, I kind of lost sight there for a second. Ah! Doe, a deer, a female deer. Okay, I tried to manifest one, it didn't work. I was testing my wizardry. And I failed miserably. Ah! Fan me, baby. Ah! 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 Bah! 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 Silencio! Siéntate. Hey, look at this. Hot to trot there. Look at this. Hot under the collar there. Hey, let's unplug this monitor. Hey, wait, let's do this first. Okay, there we go. What? You guys like when I get high and stupid? I start acting a fool. When I start acting a fool. You guys like that when I start acting a What you it because it's too loud? Was I just pegging the? Can you hear? Can you hear the guitar? Okay. You said mic settings up high. I don't know what that means. I know I'm out of coffee. I know I'm upset about it. I'm angry. Hey, Bronco, what's up, buddy? Retro, what's up? I hate when you go to pee real quick and it turns into a 15-minuter. Guitar's too loud. You're no fun. You're no fun. Find my way, but there's nothing I can say. Make it stop, 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 you. So now you do what they told 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 you. They got you all under control. They got you all under control. Now you do what they told you. They got you under control. Now you do what they told you. They got you under control. So now you do what they told you. Justified. Those that died are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Those that died are justified. Are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Justified. Those that died are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Those that died are justified. Are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Come on. All the same that burn crosses. Some of those that burn horses. All the same that burn crosses. Some of those that burn horses. All the same that burn crosses. Some of those that burn horses. All the same that burn crosses. Come on. Do what they told you. So now you 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 do what they told you. They got you under control. Now you do what they told you. They got you under control. Now you do what they told you. They got you under control. Now you do what they told you. They got you under control. So now you do what they told you. Justified. Those that died are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Those that died are justified. Are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Justified. Those that died are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Those that died are justified. Are wearing a badge and chosen, right? Come on! Motherfucker! Is that better mix? Is the guitar too loud? Wish I would have met you this guitar feeds back so good. He got too drunk with you. It was your fault, Nick. You got him too drunk. Right? Got saying too drunk. He was drunk when I saw Filter. Oh, he was drinking on stage, bro. It was crazy. And we were like, he sounds pretty good for being drunk. He sounded really good for being drunk, actually. That part right there, that's fucking cool as shit. So what was it? I gotta remember that one. This one right here. Dude, my fingers are numb from sitting like in this bad position. I understand it's because I'm sitting in this really bad position to play guitar. No, I'm not worried about my hand anymore. I just know I need to stand up to play, really. But I can learn these songs sitting down for the most part. I've just, there's a few things I really have How do I not know what key this fucking song is in? Well, I take whatever I want. Baby, I want you. You, something I need. I tell you, it's not in the skin. Sound good, but there it is. Yeah! Woo! Well, I take whatever I want, and baby, I want you. You give me something I need. I tell you, I got something for you. Yeah. Come on, honey. Come on, do what you do. I can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. should know how to play this right. enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. One more time I say, can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. Can't get enough of your love. It's important I get those little parts right. I just gotta learn these little things, man, and I get all the way through these songs. It's just important I learn these solos again, man, because I used to know them. I didn't used to play that solo like that. I'm playing it differently. I can't remember how I used to play it. But I like the way I'm playing it now. I like those double That's where I used to play it. Oh, that's where I used to play it. I remember that now. Why didn't I play like this? Dude, I could play 3 notes there. Wow, I love being able to play stuff like that, man. And especially when it's easy, you just have to get it through your brain that it's not that hard. It's only 3 notes. You only play 3 notes at once. You gotta see the pattern. I have to see the pattern. It's so hard to play that the way. Oh, I like that better. How did I do it? right, I got it from there. I'm really excited to learn those notes. It's so freaking easy. That's crazy. I'm using one finger. Right? One finger here. And then still one finger. And then just leave your finger there and form that chord. And go. That's all you gotta do. As many times I play this with my band, I've been playing this wrong. This, I think, is the right way to play it. I think this is the way that guy plays it. And it's so easy. I'm really excited about that. That is totally how that song is. Perfect. I'm so excited about learning that like this. You don't have to move your finger from there. Once you do the little banana, you leave your finger there, bring your other two fingers in and just go. You're going like this. And you're going to lift that index, the ring finger up though, and just go. See, I'm using the ring finger to do everything. That way I'm ready. Now I can do my middle finger and switch. That works even, it feels way more natural. It's more like a slide. I think you have more control with your middle finger than you do with your ring finger. So got that. What's the name of that band? It's got that sound, that guitar right now. It really sounds like them. What's some more? The Bad Company, right? Always on the run, destiny, ooh, the rising sun. So that's not the right key. It's got to be able to get down to that low note. So it must be. That's right, coming. Bad company, I can't deny. Bad company, till the day I die. Bad company, I can't deny. Bad company, till the day I die. Till the day I die. Till the day I Oh. Let's see my guitar. My mom's listening. I better stop. Alright. Cool. It's off. We're done. We're having fun. Alright, I'm ready to go. Love you guys. Take care. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed it.